welcome back to Otaku no Video. As always, thank you very much for joining me for my review of the first volume of the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, a horror manga written by Eiji Otsuka, who did MPD Psycho, and drawn by Hosui Yamazaki, who did Mail. It started in 2002 and is still ongoing in Japan. The basic premise is it's a couple of college students, recently graduated college students, who are running around looking for dead bodies. They all have various skills relating to that, and they're trying to resolve the dead's final wishes. So it's kind of CSI meets Japanese horror. The characters are Kuro Karatsu, who is trained as a Buddhist monk, but got kind of middling grades. And he has this very unique ability. He can hear the dead's final desires if he touches their body. So as long as they're recently deceased, he touches their body and they speak to him and he finds out what they want. Then there's Makoto Numata. He is a dowser, so he actually swings a pendulum, and wherever the pendulum swings is where a dead body is nearby. Again, useful in this kind of job. He's the tough guy of the group, lots of leather jackets, and he is very physically strong. So he's the brawn of the group, if you will. Keiko Makino is the cute girl of the group. She was trained and is licensed as an embalmer over in America. Now, in Japan, everyone gets cremated, so embalming skills are extremely rare. So she's very useful to the group, and her training gives her skills kind of like a coroner. She can tell a lot of things about how recently recently somebody died, things like that. So useful. Then there's Yuji Yata, my personal favorite. He is this very shy guy. His hair comes down over his eyes, that one. But he has a puppet on one hand, which apparently channels an alien intelligence. A very foul-mouthed alien intelligence who's constantly telling off the rest of the people there, and is completely separate from Yuji himself. So Yuji is sitting there very quiet, and he will talk, but then the puppet will be cussing all of them out. So it's a really fun, weird character, and that puppet often has surprising knowledge about things. Finally, Sasaki is kind of the leader of the group. She's a very skilled computer hacker and the one who gets the idea for them all to come together and form this Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service. One really nice thing about this group is they work together as a team. There are a number of sequences of them getting together and discussing and bouncing ideas off each other. They feel like co-workers. They feel like an actual group of people working together. It's so common in these manga for people who are working together to be kind of struggling with each other. Not so much here. These are just, folks working together, which is nice. So this volume is essentially a series of horror vignettes disconnected as the crew investigates these various cases and tries to resolve the dead's last wishes while still not getting arrested and also making a profit, which can often happen from the dead, surprisingly enough. One really nice thing about this is the fact that each of the characters is distinctive. They all have different ways of speaking. Some of them are quiet, some of them are outgoing, things like that. Very clear who's talking and what's going on between each character. Overall, the feel of the setting is light horror, if that makes any sense. There's plenty of just these folks out, wandering around. They find a dead body. Oh, what we're going to do? That's strange. And just sort of general discussion and debate among the characters without any feel of oppressive horror, which alleviates some of those horror sequences. And make no mistake, there is some violence and gore, but the main thing here is the fact that there is some pretty reprobate action going along. There are some people doing some pretty sick things in the course of this manga, which you discover as you get through each of these vignettes. So that's the real mature aspect of this, where it can be fairly grotesque, not in terms of blood flying, although that happens once or twice, but it's just weird people doing really twisted things. A lot like MPD Psycho. So that's the one thing to be careful of. The artwork overall is mature and grown up. It reminds me a lot of Naoki Urasawa's work, actually. So it's realistic. Characters don't go chibi. And there are plenty of backgrounds, plenty of sense of where characters are. This is a plot-driven manga. It's not, you don't delve into characters. It's not one of these character-driven stories like shoujo where you get a lot of intense emotional stuff, as good as that is. And so the style perfectly fits the art style perfectly fits the style of the story, which is awesome. So the first 11 volumes of Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service is currently available in English. From what I've read on Wikipedia, more stuff happens in later volumes. A rival delivery service appears, and there are various other interesting things going on there. So there is more to this than just disconnected vignette stories about the dead. The manga is still ongoing in Japan, and we're pretty much caught up over here. So as they come out in Japan, we're getting them over here, which is a very good thing. If you read Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service and want to talk about it, or haven't and just want to talk anyway, please stop by my website at otakunovideo.net, or shoot me an email, brent@otakunovideo.net, where we have a forum and a chat room and all sorts of ways in which you can talk about interesting manga like this. So that's it for now, and until next time, may you find more interesting manga.